Here is your latest Africa News Update.
Mr. President, Heads of State and Government, Secretary General, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I wish to thank the General Assembly for the honor bestowed on the government and people of Nigeria by electing our national, His Excellency Tijani Muhammad Bande, to the presidency of the 74th session of this august body. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, we must admit that as the world grows richer, there are regrettable signals in the world economic and political order. Millions in Africa and around the world remain in abject poverty. Furthermore, we are witnessing a backlash against multilateralism in the shape of a rising tide of racism, xenophobia, resurgent nationalism, populism, and tendencies towards protectionism and unilateralism. The pristine principles of the United Nations appear threatened. A developed Africa will not be antagonistic to industrialized countries, but will become friends and partners in prosperity, security, and development. A prosperous Africa will mean greater prosperity for the rest of the world. A poor Africa will be a drag on the rest of the world. Is this what the international community wants? A coordinated multilateral effort should be set in motion to utilize and maximize the use of the enormous resources on the African continent for the benefit of all nations. Investing partners will be able to recoup their investment unifold over time. Current attempts to help develop Africa by industrial countries are uncoordinated and plainly incremental. We have the skills, the manpower, and the natural resources, but in many instances, we lack the capital. Hence my plea for industrial countries to take a long-term view of Africa. We request you to come and partner with us to develop the continent for the benefit of all. Africa charges you with the singular task of initiating the effort we are calling for. The United Nations has in place processes for promoting collective action to combat global threats. No threat is more potent than poverty and exclusion. They are the foul source from which common criminality, insurgency, cross-border crimes, human trafficking, and its terrible consequences draw their inspiration. Poverty in all its manifestations remain one of the greatest challenges facing our world. Its eradication is an indispensable requirement for achieving sustainable development. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, as a young man, as a soldier, I witnessed at first hand the terrible legacy of destruction and broken lives that conflict leaves in its wake. At the age of 75th anniversary of the end of the Second World War approaches, I wish to pay tribute to the sacrifices made by so many millions across the globe in defense of freedom, tolerance, and the rule of law. In Nigeria, we have made significant strides to put our own house in order. We will work tirelessly to uphold due process. The rule of law remains the permanent and changing foundation of the world order. Freedom, tolerance, and rule of law are universal values and undermine the best that this General Assembly represents, and that binds us all. Mr. President, I will conclude by remarks reaffirming Nigeria's commitment to promoting international peace and security and sustainable development. We are also committed to strengthening partnership and cooperation with international and regional organizations for the benefit of humanity. Thank you very much.
If you like informative and educative African videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest videos.